I don't wait around for people to do things for me. I'm gonna go out and do it myself either ways, you know. I think my stubbornness has saved me from like a lot of things. Sometimes he'll just make like some snare comments like, you're just doing as if no, I can't be your boyfriend. I'm like, no, you can't, because I went through the same thing. The only difference is that I wasn't raped.
Thank you for coming. I know it's such a long day, but we'll focus on the positive. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Yeah?
I'm okay.
What's been happening? How's life? What's been going on? Kim?
A bunch of stuff.
Yeah?
Work, pleasure, stuff like that.
I like the sound of pleasure. It gives me... And I see you're the epitome of soft life.
It's not, no.
Yeah, okay, well, that's what we see. We see soft life. I mean, no, I know that you do a lot of work, and I know like so much goes into, you know, everything you do. I'm just saying, like, I like how you embrace everything with grace, you know, and you give us those fire contents that I love to see.
Thank you.
Thank you. But let's sort of talk about Kim a little bit. Let's take it back to Kim from the beginning, when Kim wasn't Kim. So just take us through that Kim.
My
growing
journey.
up for you, your journey till you became Kim, and then the name stuck with you. Like now, if I tell you guys her name is Chuno, so do you guys know that? Exactly. Everybody thinks your actual name is Kim. So yeah, just take us through the journey for you.
Okay. So I'm the last born out of 3 children in my family, and I lost my dad when I was like 9. Yeah, and you know, just had my mom, and my mom is someone that I would say has literally set the pace of my entire existence, and and she's the reason for who I am today, because you know, growing up in the light of such a strong woman, you know, losing her husband and being able to like still go through society, you know, and take care of her children the way to the standard of living that we had even when my dad was alive. You know, so it wasn't really easy. My dad used to work for the Ministry of Defense. He was in charge of their medical department and stuff like that. So we were really well off. We literally moved from Lagos to Abuja. I was thinking I was like 2 or 3 years old. You know, and then, you know, life started for us. That's like in the year 2000, 1999.
I'm trying to think, where was I?
Exactly.
Year 2000, I think I was 3.
So it's like, you know, just being able to experience life in that extent really showed me that, you know, there's really nothing in this life. Like, there's a point that sometimes you don't even, I don't even remember, like, my dad even existed. Yeah, so, I mean, it just made me realize that there's really nothing much in this life. Like, there are days that I struggle to even remember my dad's face. I have to like go and look for his picture or something, you know. So my mom was literally like, she played the dad role, the mother role, and everything.
The fact that you grew up with a strong, independent mom, would you say that sort of shaped your business sense, per se? Would you say that sort of motivated you as well? Because you have Kim's Secret, and I know you had a bakery as well. I don't know if you still have that.
Still have a bakery.
Yeah. So would you say that, you know, the fact that you saw your mom doing all these things and trying to provide for you guys, even though she didn't have, you know, that support, would you say that sort of helped you out?
I mean, yes, it helped me out business-wise, but in life in general, it just taught me not to wait on anyone. Like, if you have to do something, you have to do it yourself. So I don't wait around for people to do things for me. I'm gonna go out and do it myself either ways, you know.
Do you eat that like much bread, by the way?
Honestly, like after the bakery, like my bread consumption largely reduced.
And I know, I mean, this is not even because you're here or because we are like cool and guys, but I do use your body scrub and your glow oil, and honestly, it's the best. But what made you start Kim's Secret?
So for Kim's Secret, right? it was very business oriented for me. So growing up from university time, I tried a lot of products. I actually tried a lot of products that did so much harm to my skin. There's some products that you use, they tell you is a toning. Like I went through a phase in university, right? That products dealt with me. Yeah. Really dealt with me. So I decided to stop using like all them, this ones that will tell you they're toning you, this one, that. I stopped using all of that, and then I went into local terms. So I mean, growing up in Abuja, obviously, or in the central north, I know the procedures that the northerners use to take care of their skin. So I started doing that in a large extent. Like I was almost addicted. Like imagine me flying every month. I have to make sure I fly to Abuja. Aside, having my family there, but I'm in school, right? But every month I have to fly to Abuja to make sure I get my skincare routine done, because I'm like, I'm not gonna try any other place that is not the north, because I don't trust you guys to do it exactly how I want it to be done. The lady that does my skin there is like from Bauchi. She hardly even speaks English.
So just sort of talk to me about your media journey as well. I know you started with pageantry, modeling, and then TV presenting. You worked for Arise, was it? Spice TV. I saw your showreel on YouTube, by the way. You need to give us like an updated showreel, babe. That one is from like years ago.
Oh my God. Like, I mean, it's not been an easy journey, to be honest. I started as a model, then they were even like, I'm too pretty to be a model. I'm like, well, this is what I want to do. I'm like, this is what now look at the world. All the models are beautiful.
Exactly. Look at Kendall, look at Bella, look at everybody.
So annoying. Look at Gigi.
Zendaya.
So like they were like, oh, you're too. So imagine me having to practice every time they used to tell me, oh, I have to practice my stern face in front of my model face in the mirror and everything, because I was so used to like just having like a cheerful face. Yeah. It took me a minute, but I got the hang of it. But then one time, my manager, then the agency I was in, which is WIMH Models in Port Harcourt, because I was schooling in the University of Port Harcourt, right? And then she was like, oh, there's this pageant coming up. I think you should do it. And I was like, Mom, but I don't want to do pageantry. She was like, no, but I really think it would you will do well in this field. And for me, it was like, you just telling me you can't be a model. Yeah. Right? Although I was doing that, worked like all the big shows and all of that, even for my height, Yeah. But then I was like, okay, let me just try out. Like, what's the harm, right? So I did auditions, and I got picked to, go for the show, which was Miss Tourism Nigeria. Went to camp, all of that, came out. However, I came out, represented Nigeria, Malaysia. My life changed. I was like, is this what they're doing in pageantry?
Okay. I want to be here now.
when they call for modeling auditions, do you see the crowd?
I heard that backstage modeling is the worst place to be at.
Do you even see the crowd that comes out for like modeling auditions? Yeah. Everybody is a
model. Once you have the
then you that you're now even short. Again, first things first, you don't even meet the cutoff mark for normal productions. Yeah. And then the only thing that was saving me was my walk, because then my manager used to tell me, oh, she could walk 6 foot out of the room. And I was like, hey, what if they don't even want to see the walk? They've already seen the heights, like, auntie, bye.
Back, you guys, we don't even want to see the walk, just out the door.
Bye. I was like, so, I mean, those challenges will always arise. And then, when I said, okay, no longer modeling, let me go fully into pageantry and all of that, then from Miss Tourism, then I did a pageant every year till I got into Big Brother. Then I came to Lagos from Port Harcourt for like an audition for Linda Ikeji TV. Right, because obviously like my pageant back then, Miss Tourism Nigeria, had an affiliation with her. She used to like empower like some of the young girls and stuff like that from the pageant. I think she still has a partnership with them. So like they had seen me like when I was there, and they're like, oh, they think I have a face for TV, that I should come and try, when she was opening her channel. Yeah. So I came to Lagos. I was going through screen tests. I was like, I was what's the word now? I did internship there,
Yeah.
right? To learn how to, you know, be a presenter and whatnot. For some reason, I kid you not, like this story I've actually never shared it with anyone.
Yeah.
But
Share with me.
you see the guy that was accused for
What?
the guy that was accused for was rape, right? They accused him for rape from Linda KGTV.
Are you serious? Did he do something to you?
Oh, I was so close to being a victim. Like,
ridiculous.
I was like this close to being a victim because that time he'll tell me, oh, you know, you need extra rehearsals and stuff, you know, so come to my house, we have a camera, and one day we'll practice. And for me, naive me, I didn't think it was an issue because I have friends like VJ Adams.
Oh my God, I like when you said this naive me because I was so naive.
I was so naive. Because that's the only reason why someone would tell me to, and I would not think about it in that way. Because then I have friends like VJ Adams, and I used to see him recording in his house and stuff like that.
So it was like, yeah, it's normal.
I thought it was so normal. But how I will be there, like, it will be like, maybe like, it will be getting to like midnight. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna order an Uber and go home. And this guy will be like, oh no, like, you know, I have a spare room, you can stay. And but me, then I've always been, I think my stubbornness has saved me from like a lot of things. I was so strong-headed back then, and then I was dating some guy back then also. So I was like, I can't stay. And sometimes he would just make like some snare comments like, you're just doing as if no, I can't be your boyfriend. I'm like, no, you can't, because I am in a relationship. You know? And sometimes you'll just be unprofessional. Like, I'll come to your house and we're trying to do a test, you're in your singlets. Yeah. You know, just very, I was so uncomfortable. So imagine me leaving a guy's house 11 a.m. or, 1 a.m., 12 midnight and all of that.
That's also not even safe.
So traumatic, right? So traumatic. So one of all those times, you know, I had seen Linda. Linda is like, oh, at the office, she's like, oh, I hope everything is going well, blah, 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 blah. We're meant to start, you know, it was a show that was supposed to accommodate champions, like people like winning in their fields and stuff like that, like cut across not just pageantry, but like
different boards, different like
sectors. You know, footballs and like just like something championship. That was supposed to be the name of the show or something like that. For some reason, the show just went.
You didn't even see it again. You did not hear of it again. Everything was under the bridge.
And look at me, I don't live in Lagos. I had moved here.
Yeah.
I was even staying with my friends. So I was like, what's going on? What's going on? Call. They'll tell me one story, one other story. Meanwhile, I could see productions going on at Linda's studio. Yeah. So it really bugged me, you know, rubbed off me the wrong way. Until I saw, I mean, the news came out like way later, right? Yeah. But then it made sense because these victims that were saying, oh, this, that, it was literally the same track record. Yeah. I went through the same thing. The only difference is that I was raped. Yeah. The same thing, oh, come to my house, oh, this, oh, and I was like, what the hell?
This could have been me.
I'm like, geez, I was like, wow, was this naive? I didn't even know what was going on. Especially, you know, I was just like, what? So one day, my friend that works in Spice TV invited me to his studio. She was just like, oh, come, because I had done something for them, like when they were doing something in Port Harcourt. Like I was just like a, you know, what they call it, like appearance or something in one of their shows. Then I walk in and I see this girl. Then I used to have my Kim Opera's closet. I used to sell my ready.
What happened to that, by the way? That's how we met, but we are going to come back to this story, guys. We are going to come back to this story.
Anyways, I walk in and I see my customer as a presenter. And this girl is like someone that just like came back from Yankee, what. And I've known this guy like for how many years? So I was like, wait, so you're looking for a presenter? You did not call people. Anyways, so I was like, what happened? You know, this one. So he's like, oh, okay. There's actually like still space on their channel and stuff like that. Would I want to join? I was like, yeah, of course, why not? That's how I started working for Spice TV.
Yeah, that's how you enter TV.
Because if not, like my coming to Lagos would have just been a waste. I'd already been in Lagos for like 3 months plus. I'm like, first things first, I'm not want to be.
I'm coming back home.
I'm like, well, first things first. First things first. I literally left school and came here. Like I was done with school and I just came straight to Lagos. I've not even gotten home yet. So I mean, that's like literally been my journey up until Big Brother.
But then life wasn't going bad for you because you were doing well in pageantry. You had represented this country and everything.
Yeah.
But what would you say you felt was missing that made you, or did you feel like something was missing and that's why you said, okay, I actually still need to top this up and I need to go into Big Brother?
For me, right, I had never won anything I'd gone for. It's literally just grace. Even all the competitions that I've gone, like for the Miss Tourism, I came second. I wasn't even the winner.
Yeah.
But for some reason, when it was time to travel, there was just some sort of confusion that happened. I kid you not. It was some sort of confusion that happened. The next thing I was called to go and represent Nigeria.
That's crazy.
That was the last day that girl ever spoke to me, by the way, like the winner.
Of course.
Because I'm like, I don't know, like you called me and you say you don't want to go for it. And they call me and tell me to go. I mean, I don't
Exactly.
know.
Why do I know you passed this work?
I stepped in, I stepped in to represent, and honestly speaking, the people that I have met from pageantry and like the exposure that it gave me, like one of all these trips that you're talking about, the Thailand wedding.
I saw you went for a wedding, yeah, and I saw
She was one that won Miss Tourism World 2015 when I went. Well, we've been friends ever since. Yeah. So like I just met people from around the world. I don't think there's any place I would travel to right now that I don't know somebody. Yeah. Like it's actually, people think I'm crazy when I say it. Like when I tell people I travel alone, they don't understand me. They're like, oh,
you do travel alone?
I travel alone.
Okay, you mean all these trips that you go on?
I travel alone. I mean, if I've traveled with someone, maybe
your friend,
once or twice. Okay, then I recently started doing like girls trip and stuff like that. That was this year.
This year, yeah.
But aside that, like, I travel alone because I already know people where I'm going to, so I don't really need people to travel.
Fair enough.
I'm okay wherever I go.
Just give me the hack. How can I, be traveling?
How
can I be doing it?
Everybody has what they spend money on. That's just the truth. Everybody has their priorities. You would never, okay, not never, but you would hardly see me in like a store trying to like buy all those things. I'm not gonna name the word. Not that I don't want it to. But you hardly see me using my own money to buy these things, right? My money is purely for my enjoyment and investment. That's the only thing my money is for. Yeah. Any other thing is very trivial, very, very trivial to me.
So far, how many countries have you been?
Ooh. Should we count it together?
Let's count it together.
Wow, that's gonna take some time. Okay, wait, let's start from Africa.
Okay.
Obviously, I live in Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Cameroon, Benin Republic, Togo, Kenya. I've been to Tanzania of recent. I've been to Seychelles.
Oh yeah, went for that Lancome thingy.
I've been to Seychelles. I've been to South Africa.
I'm already reaching 9 though.
10. Okay, I mean excluding Nigeria though.
Yeah.
So 9, yeah. What other countries are there?
Have you been to Kigali?
No, I haven't been to Uganda.
Do you want to go?
I mean, I don't mind. I haven't really seen anything that will make me, ooh, I want to go.
I want to go to Kigali, fair enough.
Wait, where else again is there?
In Africa. Where's land in Africa?
Côte d'Ivoire, I've been to Côte d'Ivoire.
Okay.
What? I see them like shaking their heads behind the camera like,
it's hot
no. Okay, I can't really remember any other African country.
Let's go international. Europe,
I've been to,
Americas.
Okay, for Europe, I mean, I've been to the United Kingdom, which is out of the EU, but yeah. I've been to Amsterdam, I've been to Paris, I've been to Greece. That's about it in Europe. I haven't really been to anywhere in Europe. Then obviously I've been to America. Yeah. I've been to Dubai. I've been to Qatar. Not traveling past it. Like I actually went in. Then I've done for Asia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand.
Do you need a baby sister?
My life has really been one of just grace and blessings, because some things that happen, you just be like, how, why, especially how, like, I really broke down after Big Brother. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I've never shared this story But I was really broken. Like, I was so broken because I was like, okay, I mean, it's pageantry. I was never getting anywhere in pageantry. I was like, okay, maybe this time it will be different because this is not even pageantry or anything. It's something out of my comfort zone. You know, and my people were like, oh, you should really try it, you know, it will put you, because I'd already been in Lagos for like a year, you know, a year plus, and doing the whole Spice TV, you know, hosting here and there. They would give me some of his gigs that were now, you know, I'll be like, I beg any gig that is not your pay grade, I beg,
send it down to me, I beg.
The less privileged, let's help ourselves. So I used to like do all this. It was crazy. Like, I did nightlife when I came to Lagos. Yeah.
PR for like clubs
I
and
did
all
PR. But I didn't stay long. I had to run because I saw what
job
PR.
is stressful, girl.
I saw what it entailed, and I was like, this job is not for me. I'm like, people that are doing now, PR has even changed. The game of PR has entirely changed, like for clubs. But then
it was deeper. You have to
was
do
so
the
deep.
big dollars now.
Well, we can't start dissecting my story.
I know,
honestly.
I know.
We can't
It's
start
probably,
there's so
I
many
feel like that
things.
is so long and it's so...
When they say hustle, I hustled. I really...
And do you know what's so crazy? I feel like a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah,
people just
they feel
think
like I just sat
she's
down.
a fine girl,
Yeah.
she went to Big Brother, men are just throwing money at her, that's why
They
she's
actually
traveling
feel
and
that,
living
and
her life.
I honestly don't blame them, because you know, they're small-minded people.
Yeah.
People that I have had to deal with this all my life. I've had a friend that, I told my friend that one time in university, how you know, you could just have guys as friends, you could go and sleep over. And there was this friend that told me one day that, how can you go and sleep in a guy's house and you don't have anything to do with them? That's when I realized that people are from
People are
different...
shallow. Everybody has different mentalities
and different works of life, different upbringing. That was the last time I questioned anybody's mentality. I'm like, if you don't have a mentality that is mine,
just
or is
keep
in
it
line with
moving.
mine, I understand where you're coming. It's not your fault. It's just how you were brought
You
up
are.
and how, you know, circumstances that has shaped you to that person. You can't really blame people for thinking like that.
Sometimes when I see maybe like some of these blogs or people on Twitter trying to drag you, I just always say, I know Kim is not gonna respond. And then when I see a bunch of other people coming to sort of defend their name and respond, I'm like, you don't owe them anything.
Like nothing. Like they drag me for the weirdest reasons. I'm like, drag me for something important for my life. Like, how you be dragging me for being fine? Like, how is that even a drag?
That one is jealousy. You just gotta leave it at jealousy.
And then you'll be pitting, and then you're pitting people against each other. It doesn't make any sense. Causing animosity for no goddamn reason. Honestly speaking, like, the only reason why I even had to even get how you can even hear my core Nigerian accent is because of Port Harcourt. It's because of I went to Port Harcourt and I schooled in like a public setting. So at some point it had to come out. I went to the kind of schools that I went to. It's not even about like we have English as a subject and we have pronunciation as another subject entirely. You can't expect me to speak like somebody that only had English language as a subject. Like, and then the lady teaching us was Madam Arit. She was Ghanaian. When I was doing my auditions and everything, they were complaining that, they're on the show, that they might, people might not understand me, this one, that one, because of, I never lived abroad, but I have an accent. Because they kept asking me where's my accent from, where's my accent from. I never even knew I had an accent until I went to Big Brother. I will not even lie, I kid you not. I'm Igbo, and I can't speak Igbo. And I know the problem is that they make you feel like you don't know is a problem. Like, I know that
it's a problem.
No, I mean, to a certain, of course, because you can't go to another man's land and they know their language. I mean, you should know your language. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. You should know it.
I will give you me, for instance. My mom is from Adamawa. My dad is from Gombe. And you know how everybody just thinks Hausa is everybody's language in the north. But my dad has his language and my mom has her language. If my mom speaks her language, my dad wouldn't understand. If he speaks his, she wouldn't understand. And we grew up in that household where my dad doesn't understand my mom doesn't understand my dad. So English was the only thing we could speak. And then growing up, I went to Bauchi, because I'm from Gombe and Gombe is really close to Bauchi. I went to Bauchi and my grandma was like telling my dad that it's not possible. It's not possible that she would die and she cannot come, because my grandma doesn't speak English. Yeah. That she would die and she wouldn't speak to us or communicate with us, and they would just always be translating. And one summer I'll never forget, my dad was traveling and my younger brother and I was like, we'll follow you. And thinking about it now, my dad that normally will tell you, go and wear your shoe and then you run away. He literally lets my brother and I come. He just literally told my mom, pack a bag. I'll never forget, he bought our tickets over the counter at the airport. And he went to Abuja. And before I knew, they shipped my brother and I to Bauchi for like 4 months.
Wow.
To go and learn Hausa. I mean, now I can speak Hausa, even though it's not my language. But I don't feel bad for not being able to speak my dialect.
But you can speak a Nigerian language.
Yeah.
And that's a major language, so that's still a pass.
Fair.
But when you can't speak any tribal
But I don't think it's something to drag anybody for.
It's not about dragging, because now you're talking about it because of the day and age that we're at.
Yeah.
To me, I still feel like I should be able to. I can understand, you know, but to speak it is a problem.
Maybe marry an Igbo man, so like...
It's not even about that. I have no interest in learning.
Oh, fair enough.
Because I got so tired of people beating me, because that's not the way. If you want someone to learn something, you don't beat the person down. Imagine always making, I don't have a sickness or something. This is where people say, Tareme.
So, I mean, like of course, so many good things have happened for you. And I know it also came with like a lot of bad things and a lot of backlash as well. But so far, what's the one thing that you sit down and you think about and you're like, little me, little Chinoso, that grew up with a single mom. How did I get this? How was I in this position? How was I called for this thing? What's that one thing for you? I know it's a lot, so you just have to pick that one that's like at the top.
It probably became secret.
Really? You didn't think that you were going to have like a business on that scale?
Like I said, it was never in my foresight. Like I was saying, like how my skin journey was just terrible. Like I was having serious reactions. So when I found another thing, I stuck to it, and it made my skin like exceptionally great, right? So I go into Big Brother, and I come out, and everyone is talking about my skin. First things first, like I said, this new product line that we released is so good. Like I'm not even exaggerating. Like it's so good. I don't think there's any client that we have that has come and is not a returning client. Right. That's why I don't even feel the need to push it so much, because we are even at maximum capacity. Yeah. Most times, like, we're sold out. We don't even have, like, they'll be calling my friend, they'll be like, I just walked into your store now. I don't even know, some of my friends will just be going there, oh, I just walked in and they say they don't have any. I'm like, it's bigger than I even expected it to be. Right, so I really do believe that Kim Secret is the future for me. I actually see that as a very long-term goal for me. And internationally, like speaking wise, not just like locally, like internationally speaking.
You know when they say...
So, because a lot of people always say, oh, you know, you travel so much, how are you able to do your business? And trust me, like, my business does not need me. Yeah. My business doesn't need me, and that is why I am so happy for, you know, Kim Secret. It can run independently on its own, with or without my input. Like, I feel like people buy Kim Secret not because of me. They buy because the product is good. Yes, oh yes, I own it, I should be doing, you know, some people be like, oh, you need to do more, you need to post it more, blah, 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 blah. But if there was one thing I realized is tying your image to your business is not a good thing. Yeah. Because people that don't like you, people that are offended with you, will not want to patronize you. People that, I don't have strength. Like, let the business just stand on its own and have its own structure. Let it build its own community and its own family, while I build my own self. Because Kim Oprah is different from Kim Secret. Kim Oprah is not just Kim Secret. So I still have other segments of my life that I need to focus on. So I allowed my team to run it, like, and it's so good. Like, I mean, it's an open shout out to my manager, Mr. Wale. He's like my everything.
Hi, Mr. Wale, an open shout out to you.
He just came to interrupt our shoot, by the way, but it's okay. Like, he's my, he literally like makes sure everything.
And I feel like that's honestly like your team sort of determines how far
you go. 100%,
you know,
I believe
and how
that.
well you do.
And how well you do.
Especially people that sort of believe in you and believe that, okay, she wants to do this thing, and have your back. Honestly, I feel like that's the best, and that's the best thing that could happen to anybody. Have the best team and the best.
Oh no, I have the best team. I can't even lie. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Before I let you go, talk to me about Keep It Moving, because we've been waiting, girl. I've been waiting because I'm like, I need to see the nitty-gritty of all these trips.
It's like I would change my mind from Kim's Secret to Keep It Moving now.
As the best thing I've been, you see.
That one hasn't gone public yet. So
yeah.
for now, it's Kim's Secret. So Keep It Moving is Kim. Is what my brand stands for and is who I am. I am so big on tourism. I'm so big on travel, lifestyle, It's honestly, when I did Miss Tourism Nigeria, I never saw my life becoming like this. In as much as I really wanted to just be the one traveling. I used to see, like, how Snapchat memories just be coming out. I used to see, like, when I would post, like, even when I'm just, like, traveling locally, and I was like, oh, I just want this to be my life. I want to live in the skies. Like, these were just little words.
I dreamt of this, and it's happening to me.
Girl, I couldn't even dream of it. I didn't even know. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, if anyone would have told me 5 years ago this would be my life, I would say, oh, wow, really? Amen. Yeah. But I just... Do you know how many times I've traveled this year?
Kim, I close Instagram and open it, and Kim is in Thailand. I close Instagram and open it, Kim is in America. I close Instagram and open it, you're in London. I'm like, how does she do it?
And it's always for something, right? I don't know when last, like even this year, in as much as I've traveled, the amount of times I've traveled, I've actually said, like, I've not had a break to just say, okay, I'm doing a vacation for just myself. I've not had a vacation. Everything is like work related. I'm going somewhere for something.
So the one you're going tomorrow, is it work related?
No, I'm going for a wedding. You see, there's always something. I'm not just traveling.
Yeah, it's not like
I'm just traveling, it's like, there's always something. I'm even tired, self. I had to take a break. I'm like, I'm done. I had to hang now they're telling me at immigration. I got a new booklet last year rather.
It's finished. Full. How many pages did you do? 54?
I think it's remaining. No. They didn't have
54. Okay, so you did like 30. Oh, I don't.
32.
32.
So now even at immigration, like when I'm passing, they're like, oh, your passport is done. You need to change it. You need to change it. You need to even applying for visa. Oh, you need to change your passport.
Exactly. But people should leave me first now.
I'm like, can't you get to the last page? They're like, no, to get to a point they won't even let me in anymore. Like, I'm like, oh wow. Okay, thank you.
Kim, how much is your passport worth right now if I put it on eBay?
My Nigerian passport. I mean,
just because of all the stamps, I know that our passport does not really hold a lot of.
That's why I got a second citizenship.
I feel like that's where I'm driving myself towards.
Yeah, that's why I got a second citizenship, and not just because it's just for convenience, That's why I was able to do Thailand. I was able to do Singapore.
So Thailand is my dream travel destination. Let me tell you, I have a friend that got a job in Thailand. He said, Hawa, I had to get reports from, is it NDLEA?
From police.
From police. Like, you don't have any case in the country.
Yeah.
Like, girl, I know it's your dream travel destination, but first put it in the back because it's so stressful to get to that country.
Yeah, it's so stressful.
Yeah, but Thailand, I need to see Asia. It's like when I see it in the movies, the bling,
so imagine
the
me,
lifestyle.
Oh my God, so just imagine now being there.
And experiencing.
Like I can actually say I went to, like, because these people that I went for, they're rich, let me say rich.
Yeah.
Like, I was just
money is different money.
They were giving out Birkins in the wedding, bro. I was like, huh?
Kim, did you get one? I hope you got one.
No, for the family members. I was so sad. I'm like, okay.
Honestly, when I knew that Asian money is different money is when I saw the Bling Empire on Netflix. Okay, before then, there was this movie that trended like a few years ago that she was poor and he was rich and they were living in America. I don't know.
It's the rich Asians.
The rich crazy Asians or something like that.
Crazy rich Asians.
That's when I'm like, okay, there's money.
There's so many hidden gems to places that I feel like need to be uncovered and shared with society. And these other ones that we've outplayed them. We need new things to come to light. So that's literally what Keep It Moving is about. It's about exposing hidden gems. And we started from Nigeria. Obviously, charity begins at home.
Where'd you go in Nigeria?
Abuja.
Okay.
Actually, and then from Abuja we did Benin Republic. So we're starting from, because I was shooting like with my Nigerian crew and everything, I had to start with like
Africa,
West African countries where you don't really need like visa and stuff to go to, but it was still hectic because I was shooting like when COVID just came out, so like most borders were still closed. And I traveled by all modes of transportation and keep it moving. I traveled by sea, by air, and by land.
First of all, I hate traveling by road, by land. I hate it so much. And maybe it's because I have motion
But
sickness.
it's not even far. So
Kim, I don't agree because I once did a road trip from Nigeria to Ghana.
No, I've never done that kind of thing before.
Well, okay, for me.
No, that's too much. Now I'm
No,
talking about.
but it wasn't like a straight trip. So what happened is my cousins, my dad's older brother's kids, literally none of them married Nigerians. The one's wife is Ethiopian, the other one is American, the other one. So we had a cousin getting married in Ghana, and they're like, we want to explore Africa, let's do a road trip.
Okay.
So we spent a night in Benin. Then the next day we went around Benin. Then we traveled to Togo, spent a night in Togo, went around the town.
So why were you tired?
I just hate road trips.
I mean, that can be a little bit long.
And because I get sick. And growing up, I used to be that person that always threw up in the car.
On the car, oh, that's why.
So like now that I'm an adult, I always have to make a conscious effort to make sure
not
I'm asleep.
Yeah.
Just so, because I can't be awake doing the
Yeah, but that's a really long trip. I mean, when you watch this thing, you see where we did the road trip from. So what we did was, we kind of like explored all those places. So we didn't just go to like a city. So we actually really needed to move around, you know? It's just like being in Lagos now, right? Lagos is not a country, I can't use that.
Being in Nigeria.
Nigeria, right? And then you're shooting in Lagos, and then from Lagos you go to Ibadan.
Yeah.
It's so close. They're very close to each other, so it's not a distance, right? By the time you get to, let me say like your last destination is, your last destination is Benin Republic, right? You start from Ibadan, and then you go to Lagos, and then from Lagos you go to Badagry. From Badagry you now get to Benin Republic, but you're able to still cover all the things you need to cover at these other places. We shot for like over a month plus. It wasn't just, there was no rush. It wasn't like a day or 2 days.
I was trying to enjoy the experience.
I was trying to enjoy the experience because we had, most places that we went to were, were sponsored. Like all those people like Putin. I really need to appreciate everyone that like was part of Keep It Moving. Like it was a vision that people did not really understand here in Nigeria, but like when I took it outside Nigeria and started talking to all these other brands, they jumped on it.
I feel like it's harder to, like even this show, when I was sort of trying to like get guests and everybody to come on, everybody's like, can we see what it looks like?
Exactly.
Everybody wants to sort of
see what it is
like
first
before they
chip in.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know if it's a thing peculiar to Nigeria, but I realize that that's how
it is. Yeah. Only people only want to be associated with winners anyway. So
at the end of the day,
that's it.
Nobody's gonna know you if you're not a nobody. So you gotta up your game. Oh my days.
No, Keep It Moving was such an experience. I can't wait to put it out. I'm tired of holding it, so I probably will just drop it as it is. I was trying to get it on like a streaming channel, but I'll just drop it because I'm tired of waiting so that I can start the next phase of it. You know.
And I mean, it's good content.
And when you see the fire content, Hawa,
we gotta scream. Me, I've been expecting it for the longest time.
I know you've been. Girl, like sometimes, I
even keep going to the page to see that maybe something has been posted and I have not seen it.
Don't worry. When something has been posted, you will definitely know.
All right. Okay.
I think now I need to work on the PR angle right now, and then I will release it. Sometime, maybe if not in November, maybe drop it like the week of my birthday or something. Like coming up to my birthday.
Keep an eye out. Keep it moving. It's coming. But oh my God, babes, thank you so much for coming to chat with me. I feel like, I'll have you again.
And thank you for bringing Smirnoff to me on the show.
We gotta rep our guest brand.
She's like, I've got Smirnoff eyes for you. I'm like, yes, boo, you know how we roll. Thank you.
But yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you, girl. Cut.